Harihi Om. Sahana Bhavatu. Sahana Bhunaktu. Sahaviram Karavavahai. Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Text 95, 96. The 8 avatars from Vamana to Kalki appear in Vaivasvata Manvantara. Footnote. Oops. So these are Vamana, Parashurama, Ramachandra, Vedavyasa, Balaram, Krishna, Buddha and Kalki. So they appeared in our Manvantara. The 25 avatars just described. So these are all the little avatars. Are called Kalpa avatars because they generally appear once in every Kalpa of Brahma. They appear once in the Brahma's day. Because in every Kalpa, day of Brahma, starting with Brahma Kalpa, they appear once. These 25 are called Kalpa avatars. This is said to be generally the rule because Varaha appears twice and Matsya appears 14 times in one Kalpa. So they appear at least once in a Kalpa. But some of them they appear more. The 30 Kalpas or 30 days of Brahmas, 1 month, are described in the... Oh, we have a footnote. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So footnote 16. Kurma appeared twice and Vamana appeared 3 times in the present Shvetavaraha Kalpa. Dhanvantari and Mohini also appeared twice. It is said by some authorities that Buddha and Kalki, apparently Avesha avatars, appear in every Kali Yuga, which means 1000 times in a day of Brahma. It is not mentioned here if Vyasa appears at the end of every Dvapara Yuga. That's what we usually say, right? In every Kali Yuga there is Vyasa. That's what is common knowledge in ISKCON. Here, however, it's not mentioned directly. In the Vishnu Purana, a list of 28 persons ending with Krishna Dvaipayana who act as Vyasas for the 28 Dvapara Yugas which have passed in Vaivasvata Manvantara is given. The author has not commented on this, so the logic is if there is 28 persons already, so the logic is that it should continue. I guess that's the logic. Or maybe there is another statement somewhere else in Shastra that serves as a proof. Okay, the 30 kalpas or 30 days of Brahmas, 1 month, are described in the Skanda Purana. The first day of the month is called Shveta Kalpa. The second is Nila Lohita. The third is Vamadeva. And the fourth is called Gatantara. The fifth is Raurava. The sixth is Prana. The seventh is Brihat. And the eighth is Kandarpa. The ninth is Savya. And the 10th is Ishana. The 11th is Dhyana. And the 12th is Sarasvata. The 13th is Udana. And the 14th is Garuda. The 15th is Kaurma. Kaurma. This is the full moon of Brahma. This is the full moon of Brahma. The 16th day is Narasimha. And the 17th is Samadhi. The 18th is Agneya. And the 19th is Vishnuja. The 20th is Saura. And and the 21st day is called Soma. The 22nd day is called Bhavana, and the 23rd is Supuman. The 24th is Vaikuntha, and the 25th is Archisha. The 26th is Bali, and the 27th is Vairaja. The 28th is Gauri, and the 29th is Maheshwara. In this Kalpa, Shiva destroys Tripura. The last day of the month is called Pitri Kalpa. This is the dark moon of Brahma's month. These Kalpas are known as the days of Brahma and have existed in the past and will exist in the future. The present Kalpa is the Varaha Kalpa, the first day of the first month in the second half of Brahma's life. Yes?
Can I ask a question? It says here, this is the full moon of Brahma, and this is the dark moon of Brahma. What does that mean? The Bhagavatam says that it's always warm as if at midday for Brahma. And it also says that the universe is destroyed in the day of Brahma, so we only ever see the sun.
It is destroyed every night of Brahma. Every night.
Yeah, sorry, we only ever see the day of Brahma.
Yeah.
So Brahma only ever sees daytime.
So the question is,
what's the meaning of this?
But he sees only daytime, but it doesn't mean that the time factor is circling, no matter whether Brahma is asleep or awake. So
no, it's always his daytime. It's always 12 hours.
For him, it's always
12 hours. Yeah.
Never thought about this.
There's another verse also.
So it says that it's always warm for Brahma?
As if at midday, Srimad Bhagavatam says.
Okay. And then, yes, go ahead, what are you saying?
Yeah, in the Surya Siddhartha there's also a verse, and that also is a little misleading. And so there's some contentions to understand, there's some things.
There is Brahma's night, but there is also Brahma's day. So the question is when he sees the moon at night. Usually, we see the moon at night.
Because this says on the 15th day of Brahma, it's a full moon.
It's a long full moon, no? For us, very long. Yeah, I'm not even sure I understand the question. So let alone try to give the answer. But I think it's, again, all these phenomena, they're kind of independent from the state of consciousness of Brahma. That's my... Okay. The beyond Brahma. So the Shveta Kalpa mentioned here is also known as Shveta Varaha Kalpa. Therefore, when we do yoga, when we do yagya in the Sankalpa, when the Brahmanas, they state the different, it's like you fill up a application form and you have to fill up who are you, where are you, what do you want, and what time. So you fill up the date, 25th of January. So Sankalpa includes all these elements: where the yagya is performed, what is the day of Brahma, which place in the universe, Bhumandale, Jambu, Dvipe, Bharata Varsha, Bharata Kande, all these things. So part of it is Shveta Varaha Kalpa. In this day of Brahma, because everything is recorded in the ether, so then demigods, they can, of course I'm not sure whether they do it like this, but everything has to be stated. Okay, so Shveta Varaha Kalpa. It is also known as Brahma Kalpa, since Brahma appeared during this Kalpa, at the beginning of his life. So these are all same thing: Shveta Kalpa, Shveta Varaha Kalpa, and Brahma Kalpa. The Pitri Kalpa at the end of the first half of Brahma's life is also called the Padma Kalpa because the lower planets are constructed on the lotus at that time. So what that means then? That's interesting. 17. According to Vishwanath's commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam 3.11.36, the lower planets do not always arise from the lotus. So they're constructed during this day. So before that we didn't have lower planets. Where is it? In one kalpa or day of Brahma, there are 14 Manvantara periods. Each Manvantara has 71 cycles of the 4 yugas. 1000 cycles of the 4 yugas is equal to the 14 Manvantaras. 1000 cycles of the 4 yugas, yes. Okay. But also in Brihad Bhagavatamrita there is a description how Gopkumara together with the sages they go to up during the night of Brahma, and apparently he is conscious during the night of Brahma. Gopkumar, he doesn't sleep. But that is very boring because the Lord, there is no sacrifices, there is no association with the Lord, they don't have darshan, so it's kind of not very inspiring for him. But so during, it seems Brahma sleeps, but some people are not sleeping during the night of Brahma, like he.
That's the beings on the Akash level, Mahajanatapa and such.
Yeah, he goes
the
there.
mind never sleeps.
Mind never sleeps.
But Brahma on Meru, he has a body like us, physical. Physical body.
Brahma on?
That's who
on Meru.
sleeps. Yeah.
So he sleeps.
Yeah.
But the mind also sleeps, no? You have also this period when the mind is without dreams, so he's kind of shut down. So
in Shushukti.
Shushukti, yeah. And
well, it's still doing something. It's meeting with the Lord, the Super
yes.
Soul.
Therefore, you remember that it was.
I think the mind never stops. But that's, yeah. Some people cannot sleep at night. So. Okay, this ends the description of the Lila avatars. Chapter 4, Manvantara avatars, chapter summary. So far we discussed the Purusha avatars, then the Guna avatars, and now Lila avatars, and now the next is Manvantara avatars. After discussing the 25 Lila avatars, Srila Rupa Goswami in this chapter describes the 14 Manvantaras and 4 Yuga avatars. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also briefly describes the Manvantara avatars in his teachings to Sanatana Goswami. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya. In his Anubhashya, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur summarizes these incarnations as follows. 1. Svayambhuva Manu, the son of Lord Brahma. 2. Svarochisha, the son of Svarochisha or Agni, the predominating deity of fire. 3. And now these are the sons of Priyavrata. 3. Uttama, the son of King Priyavrata. Tamasa, the brother of Uttama. Raivata, the twin brother of Tamasa. 6. Chakshusha, the son of the demigod Chakshus. Who are those demigods? Chakshus. 7. Vaivasvata, the son of Vivasvan, the sun god, whose name is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita 4.1. 8. Savarni, a son born of the sun god and his wife Chaya. 9. Daksha Savarni, the son of the demigod Varuna. 10. Brahma Savarni, the son of Upashloka. 11 to 14. Rudra Savarni, Dharma Savarni, Deva Savarni and Indra Savarni, the sons of Rudra, Ruchi, Satya, Saha and Bhuti, respectively. So, verse breakdown. Description of the Manvantara avatars, 1 to 24. Which page are we? Which page are we?
25.
Okay, thank you. Description of the Yuga avatars, 25, 26 enumerating the avatars, 27 to 33, categorizing the avatars, 34 to 51, describing the abodes of the avatars, 52 to 70. The manvantaras, text 1. So here is the definition. The Manvantara Avatara, who is an incarnation of Mukunda among the Devatas, generally assists the person who presides as Indra during that time period by killing Indra's enemies. Very practical assistance. How do you assist Indra? By killing his enemies. So this is the incarnation of Krishna who protects Indra. This is the Manvantara Avatara. It's not Manu as such. The Avatara who appears during the reign of Manu is called Manvantara Avatara. Hala Yuddha says, Antara means interior condition, the soul within, intermediate time, exterior difference, opportunity. In the word Manu Antara, the meaning of Antara is period of time. Thus a month Antara is the reign of Manu. Manu Antara. Okay. This verse describes the characteristics of the Manvantara Avatara. The Lord appears to help the Indra for the duration of that Manvantara by killing that particular Indra's enemies during that time period. Footnote 19. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Brahma describes the Manvantara Avataras in general. As the Manvantara incarnations, the Lord became the descendants of the Manu dynasties, and ruled over the miscreant kingly order, subduing them by his powerful will weapon. Undeterred in all circumstances, his reigns were characterized by his glorious fame, which spread over the three lokas, and above them to the planetary system of Satyaloka, the topmost in the universe. The 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam describes all 14 of the Manvantara avatars, mentioning their principal pastimes and associates. Okay. Text 2. Though it is reasonable to call Yagya and others Kalpa avatars, they are called Manvantara avatars because they give protection specifically for the duration of a particular Manvantara. Why can they not be called Kalpa avatars, since the Manvantaras are within the duration of a Kalpa? This verse answers. Because they give protection for the duration of a Manvantara, they are called Manvantara avatars. Although they may exist they always exist, but they may perform pastimes for a longer period, but their function of protection is given for this period of Manvantara, therefore they are called like this. The Manvantara avatars, Text 3. The Manvantara avatars, starting from the Swayambhuva Manvantara, named Yagya, and ending with Brihadbanu, will be described one after the other. So, 20. Footnote. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita purport, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, O Sanatana, now just hear about the incarnations who appear during the reign of each Manu. They are unlimited and no one can count them. Just hear of their source. There are 14 Manvantara avatars in one day of Brahma, 420 in 1 month, 5040 in 1 year. During the 100 years of Brahma's life, there are 500,004 Manvantara avatars. The number of Manvantara avatars for only one universe has been given. One can only imagine how many Manvantara avatars exist in the innumerable universes. And all these universes and Brahmas exist only during one exhalation of Mahavishnu. There is no limit of the exhalations of Mahavishnu. Just see how impossible it is to speak or write of only the Manvantara avatars. Chaitanya Charitamrita. So there are many, innumerable, because there are many, many universes. So the The universe has to be maintained in a proper order. And the most important thing of maintenance is making sure that the proper people rule the universe. And the proper person is Manu and Indra. And when Indra has problems, then somebody has to help him. And this is what Krishna does.
But they don't correct Indra, right? If Indra does something wrong.
Don't correct. We usually don't read about correcting Indra, although, I mean, the Manvantara. Sometimes sages correct Indra.
So they just protect.
They kill the bad guys, that's what they do. They make friends with the demigods. They appear sometimes they appear among the demigods, so Krishna appears as the son of a demigod. And then he makes friends with the demigods and kills the demons. But sometimes, like in the case with Nahusha, this king who became Indra, he behaved improperly, then the sages will correct him. The Brahmanas, they would curse him like they cursed him, Nahusha. Okay. Vibhu, is it text 5?
No, text 4.
Text 4. Yagya the first, appearing during Swayambhuva Manvantara. In the first Manvantara called Swayambhuva, Yagya was the avatara. Because he has been described previously, he will not be described here. We talked about him, if you remember, about Yagya. Yagya is the Swayambhuva Manvantara avatara, but because he was described among the little avatars, he is not described here. Text 5 and 6. Vibhu, the second, appearing during Svarochisha Manvantara. So now, Vedashira was a very celebrated sage. From the womb of his wife, whose name was Tushita, came the avatara named Vibhu. Vibhu remained a brahmachari and never married throughout his life. From him, 88,000 other saintly persons took lessons of self-control, austerity, and similar behavior. 88,000 disciples. The Manu was Svaruchisha, the son of Agni, called Svaru, the son of Agni called Svaruchisha. Vibhu appeared as the avatara during his reign. The associates of these avatars can be found in the 8th canto. The Lord known as Vibhu was born from Veda Shiras in the womb of Tushita. Veda Shira, I guess. Satyasena, the third, so this is not the third like the king, but the third Manvantara avatar. Satyasena, the first of his name. Satyasena the third appearing during Uttama Manvantara. In this Manvantara, the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared from the womb of Sunrita, who was the wife of Dharma, the demigod in charge of religion. So he appeared as the son of Yamaraj, apparently. The Lord was celebrated as Satyasena, and he appeared with other demigods known as Satyavratas. So his name is Satyasena. He appeared with the Satyavratas. And together with his friend Satyajit, who happened to be king of heaven, Indra, he killed all the untruthful, impious, and misbehaved yakshas, rakshasas, and ghostly living entities who gave pains to other living beings. Uttama was the son of Priyavrata. Satyasena appeared during his rule. His father was Dharma and his mother was Sunrita. The Lord named Satyasena was born along with his brothers called the Satyavratas. As a friend of Indra, he killed demons who gave pain to living entities. So, the Lord with his friend, he killed all the bad guys. That's what he did with Arjuna too. Hari the fourth, appearing during Tamasa Manvantara. In this Manvantara, the Supreme Lord Vishnu took birth from the womb of Harini, the wife of Harimeda. And he was known as Hari. Hari saved his devotee Gajendra, the king of the elephants, from the mouth of a crocodile. So this is this incarnation. Uttama's brother was Tamasa, who was the fourth Manu. He's the, again, son of Priyavrata. During his rule, Hari appeared. Hari was born with Harimeda as his father and Harini as his mother. Those performing proper sadhana daily remember Hari, the deliverer of Gajendra, in order to destroy all evil. Vaikuntha, the fifth, appearing in the Raivata Manvantara. From the combination of Shubra and his wife Vikunta, there appeared the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vaikuntha, along with the demigods who were his personal plenary expansions. Just to please the goddess of fortune, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vaikuntha, at her request, created another Vaikuntha planet which is worshipped by everyone. Raivata was a brother of Tamasa. During his rule, Vaikuntha appeared. Subra was his father and Vikunta was his mother. Vaikuntha was born along with his brothers called Vaikuntas, and he created a Vaikuntha planet. So again, quite consistent, just like the previous one. Satyasena, Satyavratas, and Satyajit, so now Vaikuntha, Vikunta.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
It's mentioned here that Uttama, Tamasa and Raivata were the sons of Priyavrata. So Priyavrata was born of Swayambhu in the first Manvantara, and then these took charge of later Manvantars. But we know from Bhagavatam that there's a dissolution at the end of every Manvantara, and all the demigods along with Manu, and obviously all humans, they all die.
Oh.
Everyone dies.
Well, apparently not then. So I guess there was some special arrangement for them. Again, just like in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Gopkumara was able to go above the annihilation and then he observed it from there. So I guess for special people, yes.
Somehow I have the feeling they don't...
Manu dies also?
No, Manu, like this is the... It's like, let's say you are on a certain post in the government and this is 72 cycles of the yugas, this is the amount of his post, and then he steps from the post, but he continues with his life. And actually apparently they live for much longer periods. And demigods, I think some demigods die, but the bigger grades of demigods, they don't die. That's why they said sometimes when they are in the stations and they move to the higher planetary systems and from there they watch what's happening.
Because in every Manvantara there's a new Manu and there's new demigods.
Yeah.
There's new demigods every time.
It's like they don't die, but the post is changed. Like every 4 years the government changes, so new people are coming to do the job on these posts.
So they give them some pension. So they don't kill them. So they go to the milk ocean on the beaches and relax.
No, they do die. They do die.
All of them?
Yeah. They do. Because everyone in the universe has the same lifespan of 100 years. Everyone. And the demigods worship time different to us, so their lifespan is 71 Divya Yugas. So Divya Yuga is a demigod year, so they live for 71 years. And if you do the mathematics, 72 years, which is the time for a small dissolution after their life, after their ruling time is finished, then that dissolution will give them the same length of life as everyone else. So Lord Brahma lives for 311 trillion and 40 billion years, and everyone else lives for that time, except for some live it in months, some live it in days, some live it in hours, some in seconds, some in microseconds. But everyone gets the same time.
And it feels the same. It feels the same.
Feels the same,
for everyone.
because it's comparatively on that planet. But you're right, they do go to the higher planets and then come back.
Some of them go to Brahma, Satyaloka, and they stay also. They will come back. So I guess those are exempt from the rule that they die. They stay with him, and when he attains liberation, they go with him. If they are qualified. But yeah, usually they don't stay there unless they're not qualified. It was written here in Laghu Bhagavatamrita. I don't remember which discussion, but by performing past activities, you go to Satyaloka, and then when they are exhausted, then you come back to planet Earth, except those who have performed bhakti, and they can decide to stay there and get liberation with Brahma, but this will take a long time. Some of them may prefer to come back and do the job in a shorter period of time instead of waiting there. Although there it's kind of sure that you will get it, but here maybe it's not so sure, but it's quicker. So maybe some take the risk. Okay. Text 13. He created an all-pervading, indestructible Mahavaikuntha planet above Satyaloka. This verse explains the planet he created. He created this planet by his own powers. Since the verb klip means to be suitable, Kalpanam here means that he created a planet suitable to his powers. It is above Satyaloka. There is a Vaikuntha planet above Satyaloka. Ajita, the sixth, appearing during the Chakshusha Manvantara. In this sixth Manvantara millennium, Lord Vishnu, the master of the universe, appeared in his partial expansion. He was begotten by Vairaja in the womb of his wife Deva Sambhuti, and his name was Ajita. By churning the ocean of milk, Ajita produced nectar for the demigods. In the form of a tortoise, he moved here and there, carrying on his back the great mountain known as Mandara. The son of Chakshusha was Chakshusha, who became Manu. During his reign, Ajita appeared. Vairaja was his father, and Sambhuti was his mother. So this story of churning the milk ocean happened during Chakshusha, the sixth Manvantara. Good to know all these things. Vamana, the seventh, appearing during the Vaivasvata Manvantara. Vamana, who appeared as the Manvantara Avatara, was described previously. He was described in the little avatars. No? Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you said that some of the avatars there.
Yeah. But just like Ajita, I think also. Shadadeva, the son of the sun, thus he is called Vaivasvata Manu, son of Vivasvan, became Manu. During his reign, Vamana appeared. Sarvabhauma, the eighth, appearing during Savarni Manvantara. In the eighth Manvantara, so this is the future one. This is the next one. The greatly powerful personality of Godhead, Sarvabhauma, will take birth. His father will be Devaguhya, and his mother will be Saraswati. He'll take the kingdom away from Purandara, Lord Indra, and give it to Bali Maharaj. The seven future Manvantara avatars will now be described, starting with the avatar of Savarni Manvantara. So we are in the middle of Brahma's day, and we are in the middle of the Manvantara period also.
Not exactly. 28.
Just
And
like
in the middle of Brahma's life as well. We're on the 51st.
Yeah. Както Данте Алигиери казва, на попрището жизнено средата. Така започва авт. Yeah, anyway. The seven future Manvantaras, the Manu was Savarni, born of Surya and Chaya. During his reign, Sarvabhauma appeared. Devaguhya was his father and Saraswati was his mother. Rishabha, the ninth, appearing during Daksha Savarni Manvantara. Rishabha Deva, a partial incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will take birth from his father, Ayusman, and his mother, Ambudara. He will enable the Indra named Adbhuta to enjoy the opulence of the three worlds. Daksha Savarni, the son of Varuna, will become the Manu. During his reign, Rishabha will be the Manvantara Avatara. Ayusman will be his father and Ambudara will be his mother. Indra will enjoy the three worlds acquired by Rishabha.
So when all these avatars appear and they have to be born from someone, all these personalities, they're like re-entities or they're expansion of the original?
Yeah, it was mentioned previous time that they are all expansions of Vasudeva and Devaki.
So every time when Krishna
Yeah.
appears in some incarnation,
They also
although they have so many different names,
so many different names. It was mentioned about Vishnu Yasha, particularly, who will be the father of Kalki. So that's the case. Vishvaksena, the 10th, appearing during the Brahma Savarni Manvantara. In the home of Vishvasrashta, a plenary portion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead will appear from the womb of Visuchi as the incarnation known as Vishvaksena. He will make friends with Shambhu. Brahma Savarni, the son of Upashloka, will become the 10th Manu. During his reign, Vishvaksena will be the Avatara. Vishvajita will be his father and Visuchi will be his mother. He will make friends with the Indra named Shambhu. So he's always friends with Indra, without fail. Text 20. Dharma Setu, the 11th, appearing during the Dharma Savarni Manvantara. The son of Aryaka, known as Dharma Setu, a partial incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will appear from the womb of Vaidrita, the wife of Aryaka, and will preserve the three worlds. During the reign of Dharma Savarni Manu, Dharma Setu will become the Avatara. Aryaka will be his father and Vaidrita will be his mother. He will preserve the three worlds. Sudama, the 12th, appearing during Rudra Savarni Manvantara. From the mother named Sunrita and the father named Satyasaha will come Swadhama, a partial incarnation of the personality of Godhead. He will protect the Manvantara. He will protect that Manvantara. During the reign of Rudra Savarni, Sudama, Rudra Savarni means what, the son of Rudra?
It's just the name of the person.
Because sometimes it looks to me when I read this that as it goes back in far in the future, the names become more generic, kind of. The first names are very particular, and then as the time goes, it's like, okay, they will be kind of more broad. I don't know. Anyway. Like a post. During the reign of Rudra Savarni, Sudama will become the Manvantara Avatara. His father will be Satyasaha and his mother will be Sunrita. He will protect that period. Yugeshwara, the 13th, appearing during Deva Savarni Manvantara. The son of Devahotra, known as Yugeshwara, will appear as a partial incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His mother's name will be Brihati. He will perform activities for the welfare of Divaspati. During the reign of Deva Savarni, Yugeshwara will be the Avatara. His father will be Devahotra and his mother will be Brihati. He will perform actions for Indra. And then the last one, Brihadbanu, the 14th, appearing during Indra Savarni Manvantara. O King Parikshit, in the 14th Manvantara, the Supreme Personality of Godhead will appear from the womb of Vinata, and his father's name will be Satrayana. This incarnation will be celebrated as Brihadbanu, and he will administer spiritual activities. During the reign of Indrasavarnimanu, Brihadbanu will be the avatara, Satyarana will be his father, and Vinata will be his mother. He will propagate the teachings of karma, prescribed actions. 12 Manvantara avatars have been described. These should be counted along with Yagya and Vamana, who are already described, to make 14. This ends the description of the Manvantara avatars. Okay? The Yuga avatars. The Yuga avatars will be described by name and color. In Satya Yuga, the Lord is white and is called Shukla. In Treta Yuga, he is red and is called Rakta. In Dvapara, he is blackish and called Shyama. And in Kali Yuga, he is black and called Krishna.
So there is a difference between black and blackish?
Blackish, yeah. Apparently, because one is Shyama, like a cloud. And
Can we ask questions?
yeah.
Okay, this puzzles me a little. Because Krishna came in the Dwapara Yuga and he was blackish. And the Lord is known as Tri Yuga because he comes in 3 yugas. And he doesn't exert himself in the 4th yuga. He normally comes as his holy name. And otherwise Lord Chaitanya came in a golden form. So how come it says blackish? In Kali Yuga he is black and called Krishna.
Well,
Because when Krishna left, that's when Kali Yuga started.
Well, this one is different from
Yeah, it's different.
from Swayam Bhagavan Krishna.
But why is he called Tri Yuga if
It will be
revealed?
it will be explained in the. It's coming up now.
So we are still following that. Questions are coming before the answers.
And yeah, anyway, name and color are given for the 4 yugas. In general, for all Kali yugas, the color is black, Krishna. Harivamsha says, Krishna Kali Yuge Vibhu. The Lord is black in Kali Yuga. In that Kali Yuga, when golden colored Lord Chaitanya appears, the regular black colored avatara resides within him. One should see the statement of Karabhajana in the 11th canto. The Manvantara avatars descend as the Yuga avatars in Satya and other yugas for teaching special types of worship for that period. Why should the Yuga avatars appear? This verse answers. The avatara presiding for a particular Manvantara will appear in each of the yugas of that Manvantara for teaching the special type of worship for that period. The Yuga avatars do not arise from Garbhodakashai. They appear through the ruling Manvantara avatar. Yes.
May I ask another question? Sorry, but this is a question. So, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that the 4 yugas only appear here on earth.
Yeah?
On this earth.
They're not in the...
This tiny little, where we live.
You mean Bhumandala or only
No,
Jambudvip?
it means just here. With
Bharatavarsha.
Yuga. Yeah. Not even in Bharatavarsha, just here, right? Where we are.
But aren't we Bharatavarsha?
Yeah, we're a part of it, but we're a separate island with the island of Jambudvip.
Okay.
So here it's mentioned, so they all appear right here on this earth. That would mean, if they're Yuga avatars, and it's only ever Yugas are here, there's no Yugas anywhere else. So they all...
So they are not, we don't have different Yuga dharmas for them, only for us, that's what you're saying. So they don't need to appear in other places, only here.
The Yuga avatars must only come here.
Yeah, it sounds logical.
Very special.
Special privilege.
Yeah.
Sounds logical. So we got to have more avatars than the other guys. But also, although the Kali Yuga, for example, doesn't happen in the heavenly planets, still it has influence on them. It has influence on them because humans don't perform yagya. and they kind of not really depend, but they get something from this. So for them, it's not great time either.
It's something like a very rainy day in Malta when you're laying away from the temple and you're wondering, what shall I do now? Shall I go to get my darshan and my breakfast, or shall I just stay here and starve? We are living 1 year in Rasamrita Kunch, and I had this dilemma sometimes. To get up in the morning, it's raining, and this 20 minutes to the temple will be tough.
Yeah.
And you are deliberating, dry and hungry, or wet and well fed.
Okay, but here the point is that usually all the avatars appear through Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, but it doesn't apply to the Yuga avatars, because they appear through which one? Through the Manvantara avatar. So we have the Manvantara avatar, and through him all these Yuga avatars appear. Every Yuga of
He's the Yuga avatar.
He's the Yuga avatar, and they are his expansion, like Vilasa form, maybe Svamsha forms. So not through Garbhodakashaya Vishnu.
So these Yuga avatars come through the Manus, the Manvantara.
Yeah, that's what it says. The
Krishna comes through the Manvantara avatars.
Krishna, but not Krishna.
He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
But not the Swam Bhagavan Krishna. He's Krishna, but he's not this Krishna here mentioned. This Krishna is just the Yuga avatar. He's not the Eticham Shakalapam San Krishna to Bhagavan Swam. But the normal, or Mahaprabhu for that matter. But in normal case, they would appear through the Manvantara avatar. He would expand. Enumeration of the avatars. The Kalpa avatars, Manvantara avatars, and Yuga avatars together total 41. So now the question that you asked,
Tri Yuga.
that why the Lord is Tri Yuga? So far hasn't been answered, apparently, but I remember that there was somewhere here the answer to this. So we'll just keep reading it. There are 25 Kalpa avatars, 12 Manvantara avatars, and 4 Yuga avatars. The total is 41.
Why 12 Manvantara?
Because there were 14, but 12 were mentioned with the real avatars.
2 are mentioned.
2 are mentioned with them, so it's just like this verse from 11th canto, where Krishna says, Krishna says that different sages, they counted the different elements of creation in different ways, but because they spoke, but 2 reasons. Since all these elements, there are different classifications of the elements. Some say there are 16, some say 24, 25. And Krishna says, since all they are all pervading, and they pervade one another, so there are many ways to count them. And the sages, they spoke under the protection of my divine potency, so they could say anything without contradicting the truth. Maya Madhya Mudgrihya Vadatam Kim Nu Durgatam. So, same. In the past, from the first kalpa at Brahma's birth to the last kalpa of this first half of Brahma's life, thousands of kalpas have passed. The present kalpa is called Shvetavaraha kalpa. Vrita means in the past. The Shvetavaraha kalpa is the first day in the second half of Brahma's life. Starting with the Brahma kalpa, or first day of Brahma's life, the Kumaras, Narada, and others appear during Svayambhuva Manvantara. Others appear during the Chakshusha Manvantara and Vaivasvata Manvantara. 13 avatars, kalpa avatars, beginning with the Kumaras, appear during the Svayambhuva Manvantara. This is the first day.
This is the first part of the day.
Okay, and 12, beginning with Narasimha, appear during the Chakshusha Manvantara and Vaivasvata Manvantara. Varaha and Matsya appear in the Svayambhuva and Chakshusha Manvantaras, as mentioned in verse 362. Footnote 21. It has also been mentioned that Kurma appears twice, Vamana appears 3 times, Dhanvantari appears twice, and Muhini appears twice. Matsya also appears 14 times in the day of Brahma. The Manus, starting with Svayambhuva and the Manvantara avatars such as Yagya, appear with the same names in every day of Brahma. This verse explains that the names of the Manus and the Manvantara avatars are the same in every kalpa of Brahma. In the Vishnu Dharmutara, Rudra asks a question: O Brahmana, do all the 14 Manus that you have described appear in every day of Brahma in that order, or it is otherwise? O knower of Dharma, please destroy my doubt. In the following verses, the author gives the scriptural proof that Manus of the same name appear in every day of Brahma. Markandeya answered, O king, there should be no doubt that the 14 Manus known by you are the same in every kalpa. And he can say that because he has been around for a while. You should know that they have the same form which has been described in every kalpa. By the desire of the Lord, some of them are slightly different. So they are the same, but sometimes the Lord keeps the right to change things. So they are the same, but sometimes different. Then footnote. The same names and personalities of the 14 Manus are almost always repeated in each kalpa. This does not mean, however, that the same jivas come back kalpa after kalpa to play these roles. Text 34. The avataras may be divided into 4. Avesha, Prabhava, Vaibhava, and Paravasta. Now, another way of classifying the avatars is described. So far we classify them as Purusha avatars, real avatars, Manvantara avatars, Yuga avatars. And now there is another way.
So have the Yuga avatars finished now?
Yeah. That was that. Among them, the Avesha are the same as the Avesha avatars previously described, such as the Kumaras, Narada, and Prithu. Okay, so first Avesha, the category of Avesha. The Lord empowers the Kumaras with a portion of Dhyana, Narada with a portion of Bhakti, and Prithu, Parashuram, and Kalki with a portion of his power. So these are Avesha. So some of them are Jivas. Well, all of those are Jivas, right?
So Avesha is always Jiva, yes? Like Shesha.
Looks like.
Where it is said that Shesha is Avesha.
But also, sometimes this Avesha is almost the Lord, because the Lord pervades this Avesha to such a degree that
it was described. There are different ways.
So Shakti Avesha and Bhagavan Avesha. So Shakti Avesha means it's the Lord lends his power to the living entity to a certain degree, but then Bhagavan Avesha means that he really empowers him and becomes like he enters his body. So the first case the potency enters, but then the Lord himself with all potency enters. Something like that. That's what I understand.
But still
he's a jiva, but it's mixed with the Lord somehow.
So King Prithu, was he Bhagavan Avesha?
Doesn't say for him. There was another example. But it doesn't say for Prithu. But there was another example for, I forgot. I have to look it up. Okay, Padma Purana says, the Supreme Lord enters into the Kumaras and Narada by his portion. There also it is said, the Lord with 4 hands holding the conch and chakra entered into Prithu. The Lord also entered into Parashura. This is also described in the Padma Purana as follows: O goddess, the activities of the great soul Parashurama a Shakti Avesha avatar of the Supreme Lord, holder of the bow, has been described. Bhargava means Parashuram. This verse is then quoted. The activities are such as killing Kartavirya. It is observed in the Vishnu Dharmotara that Kalki is also an Avesha avatar. The Lord does not appear in Kali Yuga directly, in visible form as in the other yugas. This is the answer to your question.
Yeah.
Thus, he is described as appearing in 3 yugas. On these grounds, it can be inferred that Buddha is an Avesha avatar.
Okay, so when he said
Triyuga.
Avatara, Triyuga means Krishna, the Supreme Lord Vishnu Tattva.
Yeah.
And because in Kali Yuga he appears as a Jiva.
Therefore, so it's not directly.
So the blackish form is that Kalki.
No. The
black form.
The black form.
It says black, yeah, not blackish.
I didn't get this impression. Kalki is rather like Lila Avatara, but this one is just particular avatar. And which one is this? Appears that in our case it was merged with the body of Lord Chaitanya.
But the black, there's
But
other places, there's other scriptures that say the Lord, well, Chaitanya Lila, Chaitanya Charitamrita, says that the Lord comes in his form of the holy name in other yugas,
Yeah.
but it doesn't say he's black.
What I know is that he appears and propagates the same method of Harinam Sankirtan, but it gives only Vaikuntha Prema. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And that's not Mahaprabhu.
Yeah.
It's different.
That's right, because Harinam Sankirtan is twofold. Normal Sankirtan for everyone, and then Prema Sankirtan, which is Lord Chaitanya's special blessing. Yeah, that's clear.
Yes.
What about this verse, Kali Kali Namarup Krishna Avatar?
Yeah.
Krishna appears as the holy name, so
Yeah.
what kind of avatar is this?
Well,
Krishna Avatar.
But invisible form, like.
Krishna is.
the holy name, but also Mahaprabhu. He's the propagator of the chanting of the holy name. In this Kali Yuga, it's Mahaprabhu, but in other Kali Yugas, it will be different form of the Lord, and he will propagate the same Harinam Sankirtan. But
what about this particular form of the holy name? I mean,
yeah,
Krishna.
And that person will be Shakti Vesha Avatar,
Yeah.
not the Supreme Lord.
no,
Yeah. Very good.
yeah, it's the holy name is kind of, it's not directly visible in the physical senses, although we can hear it, but it's not like a person appearing like an avatar. So in this sense, it's hidden.
But it's considered to be an avatar.
Yeah.
Also, as far as I understood it, the holy name is an avatar, but it's like there is always a kind of need for someone to propagate this avatar. Otherwise, the holy name just by itself, okay.
Yeah.
Someone has to
Yeah.
deliver it.
Very good.
Okay.
To establish
To establish.
the Yuga Dharma.
Maybe
This is what the Yuga avatars do. So when Mahaprabhu appears, he takes this function of the Yuga Avatara, but he is the Lord, the Avatari. So this is just like Krishna appears as Avatar, but he is the Avatari. Mahaprabhu also appears in the same. Okay, we'll end up here. Om Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Jai Nitai Gaur Premanand.